How long have you been making music? How long have you been trying to start a career in this entertainment space, whether it be music production or YouTube? I'm guessing that you've been trying to make this work for a little while. If you're watching me right now, you're definitely trying to make something work, and you're probably running into a lot of frustrating circumstances as you try to make this work. There are a lot of people that are just too weak to do this. They can't wait. They're like 10 songs in, 10 beats in, 10 videos in, and because they didn't explode immediately, they're just totally out of the game. That happens all of the time. And then there's people, they try for like a year, and then they're totally out of the game too, because they realize that this stuff is so freaking difficult. But if you don't quit, you probably are going to be successful, because the longer that you're in this game and the more people that see your face, the more exposure that you get, the bigger the chance starts to balloon that the right person is going to come across your video, or the right people are going to come across your video. A bunch of people that agree with the things that you say, or a bunch of people that just like your personality. I don't understand the psychology of someone that starts to try to get into entertainment and then quits because entertainment isn't working. The reason that I have so much of a hard time understanding that is because in order to do this in the first place, you have to be slightly narcissistic. You just have to be. It's a part of most of our personalities. Not narcissistic in like this sort of toxic way, but narcissistic enough to think that our stuff is good enough to actually present. Narcissistic enough to not worry about the criticism that comes our way. Whenever you put yourself out there in any way, shape, or form, criticism follows because we're opening ourselves up for it. We're here for it. Like, we expect to be criticized whenever we put anything anywhere. Not everybody's gonna agree with your takes. Some people just aren't gonna like your face. And some people, everything is so subjective when it comes to music. The reason that YouTube channels work, you are offering something to someone. I'll get messages on Instagram of people asking me to go check out their videos or go listen to their music. That is so frustrating for me. Why? Why do you want me to go check out your video? Why do you want me to go listen to your music? It comes across as so desperate. I think that the way that we need to be approaching this, say you're an artist and all you want is for people to come listen to your music, you're asking them to do you a favor. Because most people, their musical tastes are solidified. Unless you're going after a very small amount of like audio files that are desperately looking for new music to listen to, for the most part, people are not gonna go listen to your music because they already know the music that they like. So as an artist, it's extremely difficult to ask somebody to go listen to your music. But if you are on YouTube and you are offering them something, you don't even bring them music up, chances are people will start to get curious about your music. Beat making is very similar to that. If you want people to listen to your beats and you want people to actually pull the trigger on a purchase of one of your beats, you need to offer them something else. That's just the e-commerce world that we're in right now. It's almost like a quid pro quo. If you are telling people how to flow better on rap songs, if you're offering them rap techniques, if you're showing them how to mix inside of a DAW, then they are just more likely to start to listen to your beats. When I went into the beatmaker community and I started to push my beats out and I wanted people to be listening to my beats, purchasing my beats, I realized early that I had to be giving them value in return, because that's just the way that the world works. People stumbling upon your beats and BeatStars will happen as long as you have a big enough catalog, but at the time I didn't really have barely anything in my catalog. So I started to copy the content that I saw on YouTube that seemed to be working, and that happened to be this tutorial, growing your presence online type content. You know, if you've seen any of my videos, what I think about that strategy now. That was the case then. Knowing that there's so many different avenues that you can take, and that most of these avenues are going to get you almost nothing unless you're consistent and you're constantly in people's faces and constantly talking to them and constantly trying to make connections. Things that you're trying to do just aren't going to work right away. You need to put in copious amounts of time, copious amounts of energy. If you're somebody who quit, then you weren't supposed to be here anyway. Dame Taylor talked about being homeless, like living in a car, and still trying to make this music stuff work. I've been in very, very similar situations. I've struggled, like friendships have dissolved, relationships have dissolved. Like I've been down to literally like $14 in my account and tried to figure out, am I gonna eat this week? Am I gonna get gas this week? I have been to some really, really dark places just trying to make this work, and I'm still here. People will comment on my subscriber number and be like, oh, she's so small, her YouTube channel's so small, she's irrelevant. You have no idea what I've done to get to this number of subscribers. The thing is like every single subscriber that comes in to your channel, every single person that starts to listen to your beats on BeatStars, really try to nurture those relationships, really try to appreciate the fact that you're getting through to anybody, because it is so difficult for a lot of creators to get through to anybody. And the fact that you're getting through to one person means you can get through to 100. If you're getting through to 100 people, it means you can get through to 1,000. And this just keeps multiplying. You are not the only person that agrees with the things that you have to say. There are plenty of people out there that agree with the things that you have to say, or just sit there and like to watch you, or even the hate watchers. Hate watchers are even better. Nobody is going to watch your content closer than a hate watcher. Don't delete those. Let them watch, because oh my God, talk about like growing your watch time on YouTube. The point of this whole thing is, if you're a quitter, this isn't your sport. Stick with it, because you're going to find success just because of the law of averages.